Hi guys, Kim here. With the way that they present our future to us, they make it seem as if it's a solid concept. As if this is our future, like it or not. But that also is their trap. The point is that nothing is solid and nothing's happened yet. I know myself, I get caught up in this and I'm worried about the future for the sake of all, not only for those I love and are closer to me, but I feel the suffering for all. Sometimes it becomes overwhelming and then I have to stop myself and go back to being a passenger on the bus that gives commands as to which direction I should take as each option is presented to me. Lately, I can only say that the energy of our reality feels somewhat heavy, but I also feel as if we're close to the dawn of the sun breaking through. The closer we get to that, the better all of us will feel. Always try and remember that the trajectory is not set in stone. The illusion has to be really convincing or we'd see straight through it. And for me, it phases in and out. Sometimes I feel positive and other times I feel so uncertain. Feelings of me wasting my time here, that there is a delusional aspect, and then it shifts again and I go back to the thought, well, at least I'm doing something, which is more than I was doing last year, where all I was doing last year was dreading the future. Not so much now. I can see a glimmer of hope at the end of the tunnel. I once visited a temple in Malaysia. I got stuck there for 3 days in a random town due to a train breaking down. There was no tourism, no hotels, and we ended up staying with a local family for 3 days. They told us about a local temple inside of a cave and we went to explore it. And the corridor inside the cave was really narrow and not very high. We almost had to crawl through it to get to the other end. It's a very long tunnel with a small light at the end of it, which grew larger as we approached. Once we reached the end, we discovered ourselves inside the core of an extinct volcano. High walls all around, and there were old ruined buildings inside the core. It was like landing in a fairy tale. My point in telling the story is this is the way that I see our future now. We've got no idea what is beyond that small light that we can see, but to me, it feels like our past pales in comparison to what I can see as a very bright future, if only we can sort our focus out. This is meant to be hard, so pay attention to everything around you. I found a feather the other day and it set me on a feather trail of random events. I was listening to a podcast about 10 minutes after I found the feather, and the guy was talking about the idea that the word feather contained the word earth and aether. Very special. He was also saying that he held the feather in his hands and he could see spikes of aura shooting from it. I often see the shining glimmer around trees and birds, as if they were emitting a charge, but generally it's flat like a glow. I hadn't noticed the spikes before. Maybe wonder if the spikes were depicting an output charge, especially considering the birds are covered in feathers. Maybe their songs are receiving or transmitting a signal not only through us hearing it, but they're emitting an energy pattern. So about 10 minutes after watching this guy talking about the feathers, a video popped up on my screen and it was a TED Talk video, and there was an Amazonian man wearing a feathered hairdress. Again, it sparked a thought of, Indians, feathered headdresses. Well, maybe it amplified the signal to the divine inspiration. I know I read an article years ago about current day shampoos coating our hair in plastics to prohibit the hair acting as antennae for us, and at that point I stopped washing my hair with shampoo. Actually, I don't wash my hair very often at all now. It doesn't need it, as it's resumed its natural form. If I go swimming in salt water, then I'll rinse it through with apple cider vinegar with mother. But other than that, I just leave it be. I also haven't cut my hair in over 2 years now. It's getting a bit long. Mind you, where I do live, there is no pollution, and that could be a factor. So if the hair does act as antennae for us to amplify the source of the signal, then maybe weaving feathers through it or wearing a feathered hairdress might assist the process. All jokes aside, I would certainly recognise you guys walking down the street if I was to pass you by. I know it sounds absurd, but I'd rather walk around in an Indian feathered headdress than a stupid face mask anyway. I would rather look stupid for my own reasons rather than theirs. Besides, the bolder that we can be, the more internal strength we have in overcoming what others think and therefore are not governed by it.